Good morning everyone, my name is Alex Dodds. Welcome to the start of episode 122 of Dodds Diaries. Today is Tuesday the 25th of March. It's about 5:20 in the morning, and today I set off on my spring holidays. I'm going away for a week, and for this holiday it's new destinations and new country for me. Today will be my very first visit to Germany, Deutschland. It'll be as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's a country I've never been to in Europe. I never even went with the school. I went to France when I was in year 9. So yeah, I've done like France and Spain and Italy, Greece and Belgium, but the one big country I haven't done yet is Germany, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the next week or so. And I've been really looking forward to it. What can I expect when I'm over there? Trains. Of course, Germany usually are king of the hill with the trains. Although, are they reliable? That's one thing I've been learning about them. I'll be doing some spotting. I think they're really good with real enthusiasts over there, so I think that gives me a bit more confidence, because this is, after all, for me, going to be a trip into the unknown. Obviously food. Now where I'm going in Germany is I'm going to be going to Frankfurt today, and that's where I'm going to be staying for 7 days. That'll be my base, and then of course I'm going to go to other places while I'm over there as well. I've got a few trips booked. So food, I'm going to be tucking into Frankfurt sausages, currywursts, a lot of other German special delicacies and that. Beer, of course. There's one thing the Germans do love is their beer and that, so I'm going to be checking out the pubs. I'm going to be checking out a number of German towns and cities while I'm over there. And I've looked, and some of them really do look very nice. And of course, railways. I'm expecting to see lots of DB trains, IC, ICE, Flix train, and of course the S-Bahns, as well as the U-Bahn trains as well. Anyway, in the meantime, just getting bits together, and I'm going to go and catch. I was planning on getting the 0647 train up to Newcastle, and then metro around the airport. But I'm going to catch the bus, and when I got to the airport back in January, it was quite busy doing the baggage drop. So flying with British Airways from Newcastle once again, down to Heathrow. I'm hoping I have no problems at Heathrow Airport. Just only a few days before this, there was a fire at a substation nearby that basically knocked the whole power out of Heathrow Airport. It literally shut down the entire airport. All 4 terminals, one of the busiest in Europe, shut down. It was. That gave me some worry. But everything seems to be back to normal now. Fly at 9:35, get down there for probably about before 11, and then I've got a few hours connection, I think around 3:30 this afternoon, and then obviously I'd go forward 1 hour to German time. I'm actually due into them at 6:05 German time this evening. So I fly in today, and then I come back on the first Tuesday, the 1st of April. Well, I'm not thinking about that. Right, I'm just going to get my things together, and then out I go. Oh, and just before I filmed this, of course, we won Newcastle United. We won the cup final. Carabao Cup final. Oh yeah, and that's another thing I will be looking at, of course. Football and sports while I'm over there in Deutschland. Right, off I can. So I'm going to get the bus up, get the 21, carrying me 2 case, got my bid case, cabin case and the handbag. It's kind of mild this morning. Might be 10 degrees. And thankfully, where I'm going, it's meant to be mid to high teens. So it looks like it's going to be a canny nice holiday for me. See, I'm going to get the bus up to Newcastle instead. I was thinking to get the train, but I want to get to the airport maybe just a little earlier this time. Don't know how busy it's going to be. It's Tuesday. Kids are still in school as well. And obviously the seasonal holidays haven't opened back up yet. Of course, there'll be people jetting off on places, some of them that are all year round. Matt Gateshead Metro, and this is one of the new metro trains, the 555. But sadly, this is not going to the airport. Hopefully, I'll get a ride on one of them this year. Right, round at the airport. Kingston Park, it's the home of the Newcastle Falcons rugby union team. Such a good feeling when you've left Callerton Parkway and the airport's the next stop. So here I am in Newcastle Airport at 7:42 in the morning. It is never too early for a pint of Strongbow dark fruit. After all, I've drank pints earlier beforehand. About £7.40 for a pint of Strongbow dark fruit here. Down at Heathrow it'll be even more. Anyway, cheers, happy holidays. 7:45 in the morning, airport breakfast, that's what I call it. So it's 8:15 and let's see what we've got in the airport to do. We've got a British Airways plane there. That was meant to take off 8:20, that's going to be delayed about 40 minutes from what I've seen. We've got Jet 2, well we either that one or that one up there. We've got Jet 2 and EasyJet. Another Jet 2 on there. We've got TUI, Jet 2, I can see Ryanair as well. Jet 2 is who I fly with in September for our summer holiday, me and my mum's summer holiday this year. And it's on it, and it is quite busy this morning. Now, from what I'm here, what I've heard, there's currently there has been fog down at Heathrow Airport this morning, so I think there has been a couple of flights there delayed. Hopefully mine won't be. I've got a few hours connection. It's just a matter of when I get there, I just go through flight connections at Terminal 5. Just one of those things. Unfortunately, Mother Nature can't help herself. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Flights to Heathrow Hurghada, which is Egypt, Tenerife, Paris, Faro. There's mine there, 9:35. Now, I could have flown to Frankfurt from here on Lufthansa, actually, but it's one of their economy, like budget, it's the budget subsidiary that runs that, and the luggage allowance is not as generous as British Airways. So you've got like Alicante and all that. So a lot of the seasonal destinations, they won't be on until around the May time. Alright, about 9:20, we're on BA 1325 and we're 9:35 down to Heathrow. I think it's a Boeing, no, not Boeing, Airbus A320, I think. I'm in seat 25F. There's a Ryanair over there, and hopefully all things go well.
As quick as you can, so please do help us along by ensuring your cabin baggage is safely and correctly stowed. All smaller bags that will fit underneath the seat in front of you must be placed there. Larger items only securely into the overhead lockers and jackets on top, however.
We've got a very
if you are
jolly
seated in a front row seat or an emergency exit
cabin
row
crew
there,
member on
the floor
today.
area around your seat must be kept completely clear for departure. Once those bags are put away, well, make yourself comfortable and keep the aisle clear for remaining customers to join us. Thank you, and once again, welcome aboard.
Got some cargo getting loaded up.
This British Airways operated Airbus 320 bound for London Heathrow. With me flight deck assisting me today, Senior First Officer Richard Campbell-White, and leading the team in the cabin is your flight manager, Mohammed. Well, thank you all very much for boarding the aircraft in good time. That's the passenger door shut now. We're just loading the last of your bags downstairs, and then we'll be ready. 40 Air Traffic Control have got ideas for us today. The weather down in London, where we came up from Heathrow this morning, there was some unforecast fog which rolled into Heathrow, and that's created a few delays. So Air Traffic Control have told us that we've got to delay a takeoff time of half past the next hour, so 10:30 local time. That's not exactly great news, so we have told them that we're fully ready, and for what it's worth, the fog at Heathrow is clearing nicely, and those delays are reducing. So we're optimistic here in the flight deck that despite that takeoff time that we've been given, that will hopefully come forward. I'll keep you updated on that, but as I say, I'm reasonably optimistic that we should be able to get everyone a little bit ahead of that. But as it stands, we'll be sitting here on stand for about 40 or so minutes before we do get going. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed, as mentioned. Once the wheels are up and we're in the air, the flight time down to London is not bound for the route, 50 minutes, so we'll hopefully do everything we can to minimise any delays that we do pick up here, and get you into London as close to schedule as possible. With that in mind then, there's a couple of points of housekeeping I do need to mention before we do get going. First of all, please remember it's a no smoking service, and then just a word about our seatbelt policy here at British Airways, and that's say that what's wrong with the cruise. It should be nice and smooth, there should be some nice views as we make our way southwards, but more importantly, if we have to put the seatbelt signs back on again for any reason, please do return to your seats and securely fasten your seatbelts. Likewise, very shortly the cabin crew will be showing you a cabin safety demonstration. It does have some very important information, so please do give good attention for the few minutes it does last. So with that in mind then, please do settle in and make yourselves comfortable. I'll keep you updated on this delay that we've got at the moment, but to say hopefully it will come forward. For the moment though, thanks very much for your patience, and I'll speak to you with any more information when I do get it. Thank you.
Well, I knew there was going to be a bit of a delay. I suppose that'll reduce the waiting time for me at Heathrow for the flight to Frankfurt. It's just gone 10:02, still no movement yet. Nevertheless, one thing this does is it reduces my waiting time at Heathrow. So it's going to take about 50 minutes to an hour, then I would think probably a bit of holding outside of Heathrow. It being obviously a busy airport. The runway here at Newcastle is literally just over there actually. Just had a flight update, unfortunately no improvement in our slot, so it is going to be 11:30. That's a Boeing 738 I think when I've read, and that's actually going to Ryanair. It's actually going to Barcelona, so that'll take what, 2 and a bit hours a day down to Spain's second city. Yay, pushing back. Those 2 Ryanair planes. One registered in Ireland, the other one I think was registered in Malta actually, that one over there.
Whilst the cabin crew take their position for the safety briefing, please can we remind you that smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This includes inside the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. Personal devices should have the flight safe mode feature enabled now. Handheld devices must be held.
We're going to be taking off on a westerly direction actually, by the looks of it. Yep. So it's going to be a long ride all the way down to the runway. In fact, all the way down there actually.
My name is Ambassador Acting Flight Manager. It's my pleasure to welcome you on board today. A special welcome to those of you returning from our Executive Club and those of you joining from our Wonderful Alliance partners. We are demanding to keep your seatbelts fastened whenever you are seated. It must remain securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. When opening of headlockers, please take care as items may have moved could fall out and cause injury. As a reminder, smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping, and the use of other smoking devices is not permitted any time whilst on board. This includes the toilets which have fitted with smoke detectors. We are pleased to have launched our free on-board Wi-Fi messaging service for executive club members to enjoy on board today's flight. In a few minutes, you'll be able to connect to BA Wi-Fi join the executive club. I simply visit shop.ba.com where you can discover the packages available. Main sleep power is available within your seat area and will be ready to use when we see that sign is switched off.
So that's heading north,
silent to
up
avoid
to Northumberland.
And please note, video and phone calls are strictly not prohibited at any time during the flight.
And here's the River Tyne down here.
If you have a food allergy or would like information on specific allergens on today's flight, please contact any member of the crew. For those of you seated in Club Europe, we're offering you a choice of meal and drinks from the bar.
And that's the Tyne Valley line down there. That looks like
a complimentary snack and a bottle of water.
I think it'd be Wylam or Prudder.
I
know that's Prudder down there, so that was Wylam.
If there's anything that my team or I can do to make it journey more comfortable,
And that way is heading over towards Hexham. South in a bit. Very cloudy down this part of the country. I think we're doing about maybe 27,000 feet. I think we're going to head down the Midlands area.
In for about 40 minutes time, and there's a few delays indicated from air traffic control as we're tying with that slot restriction we had back in Newcastle. So we're looking at around about a 10-minute holding delay for London, and then touching down at around about 35 minutes past the hour. For what it's worth, when we do get down there, reasonable sort of day, temperature of 11 degrees, the fog is nice and cleared, and it's scattered clouds with a gentle westerly breeze. I'll say I'll get back to you if there's any major changes to the plan, and so we're looking at touching down in about 40 minutes time or so from now. Thank you.
So just passing down the Midlands area, Birmingham, sort of.
Well, that's on approaching London Heathrow. The seatbelt signs were switched on in about 20 minutes' time. So to help us prepare for landing, please could you guard your personal belongings ready to be put away. The Wi-Fi service will shortly be switched off, but you may continue to use handheld electronic devices for landing. They must be held securely or placed into a pocket. And larger items, including laptops, must be switched off and stowed away safely. Now, here at British Airways, we're very proud of a long-standing charity partnership with Comic Relief. It's called Flying Start. Together, our customers...
Starting to descend. Looks like we're going through some rain here. Trying to see if I can recognise anything. Just as I was guessing, it looks like we're in a bit of a holding pattern until we get the all clear to land. Just down there's the River Thames. I can see a tube train down there. That must be the district line. And all this is West London. There's the J-Tech Stadium, the home of Brentford Football Club. So this is Kew Gardens. So down there will be Kew Bridge. That's Kew Bridge down there. Living here would have got a break from the air noise on Friday when Heathrow was shut. To runway 27. Might be 27 right. And that's flight number 1 done for me.
Very warm welcome at London Heathrow Terminal 5, the home of British Airways. The time here is now 20 to 12 in the morning. Please remain seated in the seatbelt securely fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off. When it is safe to do so, please take care when opening overhead lockers, as items may have moved could fall out causing injury. You may now make and receive calls as well as use all data services on your handheld electronic devices. Before you leave us today, please check that you have all your personal belongings with you, including anything you may have placed in your seat area during the flight. If your journey ends here at Heathrow, please follow the yellow signs for arrivals. If you are connected onto the flight from Heathrow today, please check the information screens for your departing gate number. If this is not yet displayed, please follow the purple signs for flight connections. If you require any assistance here at Heathrow, please speak to our ground colleagues in the terminal building. I'll be happy to help. For those customers who have ordered special assistance to leave the aircraft today, please remain seated until the aisle around you is clear and our crew will be on hand to assist you. On behalf of those on board British Airways, the One World Alliance, I would like to thank you for choosing to fly with us today. It's been our pleasure to have you on board and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you and a very good afternoon to you all.
Oh, you did.
There's a very long ride down to the far left of Heathrow, take 5. Nice to see Heathrow fully operational after the chaos on Friday, just before filming this. And this is it, Terminal 5. So it'll be manually guided into one of the stands, the old-fashioned way. So we're used to the baton of the batons of a marshal. Now there's something of interest up there. That is where the automated pods travel on that bridge there into the car park. The Heathrow pods. It's 12:12 now at London Heathrow Terminal 5. Getting down here a bit late, about an hour late, but to be honest that's a godsend because it's 1 hour less I have to kill for my next flight, which is at 15:25 BA, take us over to Frankfurt. We'll get there for about 6:05, something like that German time, so I have a few hours to kill here in T5. Obviously being a lot bigger than Newcastle, it gives me more to have a look around as well. So this is of course the hub of British Airways, and as you can see we've got all sorts of BA flights out there, from the smaller Euro Traveller Airbus planes there to the, obviously the 380 will be out there somewhere, to the big guns over there in the B gate building. You've got the B and the C over there. They're like that's like the Boeing 777s and stuff, and that they're the big ones that do the long haul flights, which hopefully I'll be on one of them probably next year, I should say. So obviously a few hours to kill. I'm going to tuck into dinner now, actually. Well, I'm having tea now, actually. Now I've gone into the Crown Rivers Wetherspoons in Terminal 5. This burger, the brisket burger, chips and onion rings, £16.45. As you would expect, of course, for down here, London prices and, of course, Heathrow prices are very expensive. This will probably be about £11 or £12 if I went in the Witter Gate Wetherspoons in my town. Right, I need to go to gate A10. I wasn't too far away from it. Nevertheless, time to get on the next flight. Good to see Heathrow all back to normal after what happened on Friday before filming this. This place was literally, well, I wouldn't say born empty, but nevertheless, it's all back to normal. Right, next flight, one Airbus A319. We depart about 15:35, but I think we might be just a little bit late. That's one of the satellite buildings. That'll either be the B or the C gate side. And there's one of the big guns that do the long haul flights. I think that's, I don't know, is it a 777 perhaps? Well, anyway, hopefully another year I'll be on one of them. I get to Frankfurt 6:05 German time, so we go forward an hour once I get across the channel. This is where the fun begins.
This is my press roof line aircraft for you this afternoon. With me in the flight deck, keeping a close eye on me, and in command state is Captain Niall Wheeler. Thank you for boarding the buses so promptly. Apologies for running a couple minutes behind schedule, just took a bit more time to get the baggage over here than we had hoped, but we are now all ready to go with all the doors closed, so we'll get ourselves underway as soon as we can. It is very busy here at Heathrow at the moment, so we have been told we've got a bit of a, what they call a start-up delay. It's basically we already have a slot in the queue to take off right here, and they, rather than having us all waiting at the holding point by the runway, they delay us actually leaving our stand. I'm afraid that time is in about 20 minutes at the moment. It is 49 minutes past the hour to be exact, so there is sadly a chance that we won't be able to push back until then. We have to get you all on board the aircraft and be fully ready to go, because that can come forward. So with any luck, it won't be a 20-minute wait, we'll get ourselves underway sooner than that, but if we are here for some time, that is why. Once we do get going though, it is a relatively short taxi here for Heathrow, out to take up in a westerly direction. Not much use of flying towards Frankfurt, so there'll be a couple of fairly big left-hand turns shortly after departure to route us east, and from then on it's pretty much a straight line. Flight time about 1 hour and 15 minutes. We'll do our best to make up as much of any delay as we can on the way.
Right, 1 hour and 15 minutes is not as long as Italy.
Looking after your comfort, much more importantly, looking after your safety there, and we are in-flight lead Ben Raymond. We'll be giving you the safety demonstration very shortly, or as we taxi out. So even if you've seen this one or a similar one recently, a quick refresher never does any harm, so please give it the courtesy of your full attention for the short time that this takes. It should be smooth flying conditions as well once we get ourselves underway, so we'll turn the seatbelt silent when we can, so you can move through the cabin as you need to. But as ever, in case of any unexpected turbulence, if you're going to stay in your seat, it is worth keeping your seatbelt loosely fastened. And if we do find any bumps, enough to turn the signs on during the flight, while you're up and about out of your seat, please attend to it as soon as you can and strap yourself in. As with any flight, if we do have to do that, please keep the seatbelt buckle visible to the cabin crew, because we have to check that you're securely strapped in if we turn the signs on in flight, and it is much quicker and easier to do this with a quick glance down rather than having to disturb you to make sure. Okay, that's enough from me for now. As I say, at the moment it looks like we're going to be here for about 15 to 20 minutes. If that changes at all, I'll come back
slight delay.
Fuel is starting to move. For now though, please sit back, relax, do enjoy the flight, and thank you for choosing to fly with British Airways today.
So I reckon we're going to head down towards the Channel and probably cross over Belgium or Holland perhaps, and then it'll be straight into Germany, into Frankfurt, which is in the sort of southwest of the country. It's pretty much the main airport in the whole of Germany as well. Not as big as this one, of course. While we've been waiting to push back, and I've just been snoozing again because I am really tired now. Sleep deprivation kicking in. Nevertheless, we're off to Frankfurt now. So the main Terminal 5 terminal's over there, that's the old A side.
Manual safety demonstration.
There's the B gate side, and that will be the C gate.
Whilst the cabin crew take their positions for the safety briefing, please let me remind you, smoking including e-cigarettes, vaping, and the use of other smoking devices is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This does include the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. Personal devices should have a flight safe mode feature enabled now. Handheld devices must be held securely or placed into your pocket. Devices with detachable keypads must either be folded closed or removed completely and placed into suitable stowage. Larger devices, including laptops, must be stowed safely for takeoff and landing. Please unplug your device from the power sockets for takeoff and landing. They must also be unplugged when they aren't in use during the flight. If you need to...
See Virgin Atlantic down there. Also American Airlines over there. One year couldn't fly with Virgin Atlantic. So we'll head down, taxi down that way. There's a United Airlines taking off. This of course is one busy airport. There's a A380 behind us, Airbus. Of course I watch all this on Britain's busiest airport on ITV. Shows you the ins and outs and everything, what goes on here at Heathrow. So when it gets to about 3 o'clock, I think they switch runways from 27 right to the 27 left. Right, I think that is possibly Terminal 2 up there, known as the Queen's Terminal. And then you've got 3 and 4. There's a little bit of number 1 left, that was shut down long time ago. And there's the big Qantas A380 that will have arrived from Perth, Western Australia. I'd love to go down under 1 year. So United Airlines, say Air Canada. Ethiopia. Ethiopian Airlines over there. Down there, actually.
I remember when we landed at
There's that United plane waiting to take off. I think it's pretty much our turn now. In England. The M25 motorway down there, looking busy as always.
May I remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated and must remain securely fastened.
I think there's a time when the M25 is never quiet.
Take care as items may have moved to good fall and cause injury. As a reminder, smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This does include the toilets which are fitted with smoke detectors. If seat power is available within your seat area, be ready for use once the seatbelt signs are switched on. All phones should be placed onto silent to avoid disturbing other customers. We are about to start our onboard service. If you have a food allergy and would like more information on specific allergens on today's flight, then please do contact any member of the crew.
Side Heathrow.
For those of you seated in Club Europe, we'll have your choice of meal and drinks from the bar. Working alongside me in the Club Europe cabin this afternoon is Adele. In Eurotraveller, we'll be serving you pre-purchased items from our High Life Cafe. To follow, we'll offer you a complimentary bottle of water and a snack. This will then be followed with our High Life Cafe service. Please refer to the menu card in your seat pocket for further information. Looking after you in the Eurotraveller cabin this afternoon is Chelsea and Sarah. We invite you now to make yourselves at home and enjoy our hospitality. If there is anything myself, Adele, Chelsea or Sarah can do to make your journey to Frankfurt more enjoyable, then please do let us know. We would like to apologise for the delay we have experienced this afternoon. However, rest assured we will do everything to get you to Frankfurt as quickly and safely as possible. Thank you.
Times like this, I wish I had my sunglasses with us. It's nice when I get over there. usual free snack on BA, the Euro Traveller economy. McVitie's Digest, chocolate digestives, yes, with the water and a lovely view. Surely we're pretty much headed out the country now. Unfortunately you can't see the coastline because of the clouds. It's now 16:37 UK time, so it'll now be 17:37 Dutch or German time, wherever we are. We might be doing about 37,000 feet.
Shortly capacity of the cabin with selection drinks and snacks available for purchase. Please refer to the menu card in your seat pocket. Please have your preferred method of payment ready in advance, so please note that we do not accept cash as payment.
Continental Europe now. See land down there beyond the clouds. So this is possibly either Belgium or the Netherlands. I don't think it will fly across France.
Rather delayed departure we had there, just very, very busy at Heathrow today, just no other reason than that, I'm afraid. And not a good sign when it's only March, but there we go. We are doing our best to make as much time as we possibly can at the moment. I'm just overhead at Liège at this time and starting a slightly early descent, just passing 33,000 feet. At the moment that I'm sure you would like to know, we should be on the ground in Frankfurt in around half an hour's time, maybe a bit nearer to 40 minutes. That's because we are hoping for a short air traffic control in the latter stages of the approach. So we should be on the ground there somewhere between 20 past and half past 6 at local time there. Don't forget to wind your watches forward about 1 hour from the time back in the UK. So it should be anywhere between 25 and 35 minutes to go. The weather there is not too bad at all. It's a little bit of a northerly breeze. Temperature on the ground is currently 15 degrees, but clear skies are reported. Once again, thank you to fly with British Airways today. I trust you've enjoyed the flight with us so far, and we'll speak to you again when we're on the ground in around half an hour's time.
So, passed over Liège.
As we now approach Frankfurt, the seatbelt sign will be switched on approximately 20 minutes time. So, with spare capacity, please do not gather all of your personal belongings ready to put away. If you wish to dispose of any waste, you can remember the crew will capture the cabin shortly. You may continue to use any handheld electronic device for landing, but these must be held securely or placed into your pocket. Any larger items, including laptops, must be switched off and stored away so you can use.
Descent into Frankfurt. Somewhere down there will be motorway down there, but somewhere down there. And in this country they have famous German autobahns where there are no speed limits. get to the city using the S-Bahn. Got to get to Frankfurt South station, which is where my hotel is. But thankfully, I've looked at my hotel where I'm going, and it does look really good. That's something I think I recognise. That, if I'm right, is the Rhine. The River Rhine. Apparently it's a lovely cruise up to the Rhine Gorge. That goes up towards Cologne, I think. Yeah, it goes to Cologne and it goes down to right into Switzerland. It could be the Rhine or it could be the Main, which I think is over here. So we are just near Frankfurt now. There's the River Main. So I've done some good views already, but I've got a whole week to see all this. There's also the name of an album by Kraftwerk, the auto band. Down. That's not mine actually, I don't think. But anyway. Here I am in Deutschland. See some German freight trains down there already, and one of the that must be one of the ICE trains. Oh, I'm gonna really love it here. there. And Frankfurt Airport not that far out, from what I know. That's the Wall Stadium, it's the Deutsche Bahn Park, it's the home of Eintracht Frankfurt. One of the teams are playing the Bundesliga. And here's Frankfurt Airport. When we did that, we were a Vorsprung de Technique.
That's the only way I can do your track. By saying, jump, jump, jump. That's what we always say. That's building.
A very warm welcome to Frankfurt. The local time here is an hour ahead of London, making it 22 minutes past 6 in the evening. This is unfortunately 12 minutes adrift of our scheduled arrival time. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off. When it's safe to do so, please take care when opening overhead lockers, as items may have moved so could fall out and cause injury. You may now make and receive calls and use all data services on your handheld electronic devices. Before you leave us today, please check that you have all your personal belongings, including anything you may have placed in the seats area throughout your flight. If you do require any assistance here at Frankfurt, please do speak to our colleagues if you're happy to help. For those customers who order special assistance to leave the aircraft today, please remain seated till the aisle around you is clear and our cabin crew will be on hand to assist you. We do have some useful information here for your arrival. It is a mandatory requirement by the German authorities that all passports be signed by the holder prior to being presented at immigration. They do ask that you can now please check your passports, have a signature on the relevant page, as failure to do so could result in a penalty by the German border police or potential denial of entry. On behalf of myself, Sarah, Chelsea and Adil, it has been our pleasure to have you on board today, and we would like to thank you once again for choosing to fly with British Airways. Thank you, and a very good evening to you all.
Frankfurt to Japan today. I don't know what the flight number is. It's on the BA app. Oh yes. It's not doing that probate. Hold on, it'll be on my JAL app because I downloaded it on. It's not working. Should I just turn on my heatset? No, because it won't go. That's only okay. So if you take out.
Now this here is apparently the busiest airport in Germany, even busier than Berlin. It's also the hub of Lufthansa and
Yes.
it's got 2 terminals. The third one is getting constructed, I think.
Oh, we're on the east side. That's pretty. Look at this. That's pretty.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross-check, please.
Oh yeah, with the GAL. Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe take a picture.
So the bus that takes us to the airport, the terminal. But it's definitely bigger than Venice. So through border control, no problem. Just get a little shuttle bus to Terminal 1, then I need to get to the train stations. That'll take us, get a train that takes us to the city. Right, so I'm going to get a single ticket into Frankfurt city centre. Took us a bit just to get my head around here. Obviously anywhere new you go is going to take time, but nevertheless I'm down. I'll catch the one of the S-bands into the Hauptbahnhof, and then I think probably a couple of U-Bahns to get to where I need to go. So that's my first look at the German railways. This is the S-Bahn train, runs in the Bahn-Rhein region. It's run by the RMV on behalf of DB. That's going to Wiesbaden, which is just near Mainz.
nach Frankfurt am Main Hauptbahnhof. Nächster Halt Frankfurt Niederrad.
Heute voraussichtlich 20:04 Uhr vom Gleis 8 an den ICE E1171 nach Basel. Planmäßige Abfahrt 20:05 Uhr. Heute voraussichtlich 20:46 Uhr vom Gleis 6 an den ICE 528 nach Dortmund Hauptbahnhof um 20:09 Uhr vom Gleis 8. An den ICE 592 nach Erfurt Hauptbahnhof, planmäßige Abfahrt 20:14 Uhr, heute voraussichtlich 20:19 Uhr vom Gleis 9. Der Anschluss an den ICE 929 nach Nürnberg Hauptbahnhof um 20:22 Uhr vom Gleis 5 sowie an den ICE 810 nach Köln Hauptbahnhof um 20:31 Uhr vom Gleis 19. Für weitere Auskünfte achtet bitte auf die Aushänge und Lautsprecheransagen am Bahnsteig. Das Taxi verabschiedet sich von allen aussteigenden Fahrgästen, wünsche noch einen schönen Abend, jedenfalls noch eine gute Weiterreise. Beim Verlassen des Zuges denken Sie bitte an Ihre persönlichen Wertgegenstände und Gepäckstücke.
Bright lights, big city. So there's the DB, some of the DB trains. I'm going to enjoy doing train spotting over here. That looks stunning, that. They actually call this city the Manhattan of Germany. Right, here I am, Frankfurt. This is Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. Bahnhof translates as Central Station in English. So I'm just getting one of the regional RE3 trains to here. And this here is one of the ICE trains, one of the intercity express services. I'll be on these trains a few times this week, and I will be coming train spotting here tomorrow, I should say. And I think I should be alright here in Germany, because they all tend to be very good with rail enthusiasts here. They love them here. Right, there's going to be a couple of U-Bahn trains to Frankfurt South Station, and I need to get to my hotel. So, looking at this station, it does look a bit like St Pancras. Looks a bit like King's Cross, perhaps. Actually reminds me of Milan Central as well. This is also a major transport hub in Germany as well. Many of my friends have come here to train spot, and I will be doing that tomorrow. So, be one of these trains or the S-Bahn that I get back to the airport next Tuesday, but in the meantime, I'm not thinking about that. And already I can tell these stations are a lot cleaner than back in the UK. So I need to get to the U-Bahn. Couple of U-Bahn trains I have to get. This way. So this is the U-Bahn, run by the RMV transport company. I just need to catch a one to the next station and then change trains there. So this is my first ride on a German U-Bahn system. Of course, we've called it the Metro in Newcastle. So this will take us to Bahnhof, which is the south station. First impressions, what I think. Well, these trains, they don't really make buzzing noises when the doors are open and closing. Not really seeing a lift. That's been difficult for me cases.
Nächste Station. Südbahnhof. Fahrtende. Bitte aussteigen. Umsteigemöglichkeit zu den Regional- und Fernzügen. Zu den S-Bahn-Linien S3 bis S6. Zu den Straßenbahnlinien 16 und 18. Zu den Buslinien 45, 47, 48, 61, X61, X77 und 78. Sowie zu den Regional-Bussen.
To the end of the line as well. Just left Frankfurt South Station. The hotel's hold fast and they turn left across the road. Just a short walk about. So how you get around this city? Of course, there's trams, the U-Bahn, the S-Bahn, buses. If the buses run to the airport from here, that'll be something for me to consider next week. The hotel's just half a mile away from here, from what I've seen. Carrying these two cases around with us. But this is one of the joys of being on the hold. I'll go this way. I'll be thinking all things German while I'm here this week. Food, music, sport, transport, everything. The first task for me, get to my hotel, get checked in. And then, that'll lighten up. Just turn left a bit, down this way. Some of you may think I should have jumped a taxi, but taxis, even here in Germany, can be expensive. Thankfully, it's canny mild here tonight, which is what I want. I was absolutely warm on that plane, coming up the plane to coming over. Get across the road here. Got to watch for the trams and everything. So here's my hotel, the Blasky Hotel, and right next to Aldi. That's my first time looking at a Aldi in Germany, rather than the one in Chelsea Street. Aldi and Lidl, of course. Right, in Adro. Guten Abend. So here I am, the Blasky Hotel, and here is my room for the next 7 nights. And let's have a look. Look at the bathroom. This is spot on, this. Lovely and clean, walk-in shower in that. And another nice thing, aircon. If you came in the summer, that would be an absolute plus, that. So air conditioning is a bonus. That can also be a heater as well, but I'm keeping the cool air on. Here's the bed. Let's have a feel of it. Yep, that feels absolute spot on. Obviously just a single bed. Let's have a look at the room, at the view out. There's usually hit and miss with views out the back. Well, there's something I did. Looked out into the view of planes landing into Frankfurt Airport. So, yeah, I'd say that's satisfactory, but otherwise the room, this is what was important. Right, I'm going to lighten up. I need to spruce up a bit, and then I'm going to head back out and head into Frankfurt city centre. I've got quite a few things planned while I'm here in Germany. Tomorrow will just be about getting to know the place and that, getting to know the city. I'll be obviously starting German train spotting, and then of course my main adventure, the first one, comes on Thursday. But more about that when I get to it. Right, I'm gonna get cracking. Right, I've now freshened up and unpacked and everything. So I'm now going to head back up to Frankfurt South Station, get the U-Bahn. It's now 10:15. Now, this will give me a chance to see how long it takes to walk from here to the U-Bahn stop. And I have to get something to eat. Now, where I am going to go is the centre of Frankfurt to Romanberg Square. Shouldn't take us long now because I don't have my cases to drag around. So for my first time here in Germany, I can definitely say I'm off to a fab start because I have a hotel that is absolute spot on, and plus it doesn't seem to be in a noisy area either. It's nice and cool out here. I can see the skyline of Frankfurt from here, and it looks lovely lit up at night time. So as I thought, it's taken us less time to walk, and there's something I can see in the distance, Lidl. And I wonder if Lidl and Aldi, what the proper stores are like over here compared to, like, the UK. Just to the right, that's just over there, the bridge carries the track into Frankfurt South. This way. There's the Polizei, the German police. And with this being Germany, I can expect to see lots of German cars while I'm over here. The likes of VW, for example. I've seen, of course, Mercedes-Benz and Audi as well. Probably see I think Porsche as well, and of course BMW. And of course, instead of Vauxhall here in Europe, you get Opel cars. That's the German division of Vauxhall. So it's taken us about 10 minutes to walk to Südbahnhof. So these are the buses. I can actually get the bus to the airport from here. You go a couple of stops up.
Schweizer Platz, Museumsufer, Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
So the Frankfurt U-Bahn runs on overhead wires. As opposed to the Milan metro I was on last November, that runs on the 3rd and 4th rail.
Station. Dom, Römer. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
When the escalators are not working, this is a nightmare. And you good exercise for me though. And this is my first time into the centre of Frankfurt. Right, into the centre of Frankfurt I am. So this is Romerberg Square, and oh, this looks absolutely wonderful. Look at these buildings. Absolutely historic all these are. And there's many more examples of towns and cities across Germany that are like this. When you look at all this, you'd think you were looking at a Christmas village all year round. And I'm absolutely sure that Germany around the festive time is stunning with the decorations and the Christmas markets and that. They probably beat any Christmas market in the UK. So around here we've got historic buildings, churches, restaurants and of course pubs, one thing Germany's known for. But of course these ones here on the square, they're the sort of ones you might not want to dine at, because like in Italy, they'll be deemed tourist traps and you will just end up paying a bit more for food and for drink when you could go somewhere around the side, you know, elsewhere, and it might just be a little bit cheaper. Now I'm not going to have long out here because I am tired and I just have to make sure I get back to Frankfurt South in time before the last trains. I think it's about 1 o'clock, the last ones. But at least for tonight, just chilling out and explore. I'm enjoying my little walk around Frankfurt here. This is the Paulskirche. It's like a red brick church. Oh, lovely all this. All these buildings, and yet, well yes, there are historic cities in the UK like York and Shrewsbury and other historic towns and cities and that, of course Durham as well, but not many as what they are here in Germany. Behind all that is the skyline of Frankfurt, and they call this city the Manhattan of Germany. Of course I've got all week to get a look at all this. So yeah, just walking a walk to McDonald's for my tea tonight. Oh yeah, Haagen-Dazs. Just seen that, nice cream parlour. There's obviously a lot of places closed now, but I've seen lots of restaurants and stuff in that. You know, I could check some out while I'm here. Tonight's just about settling in, and then tomorrow I'm spending the day around Frankfurt. So popped into Matty D, so you've always got to have a Matty D's any country you go to. This here is called the I think it's a German, like a burger there, similar to a Big Mac. Got a Coke, a larger portion of fries, what you get here compared to England, and of course an exclusive German McFlurry flavour. It's called Silzen Caramel. Nice. This is the Hauptwacht station. Get both the U-Bahn and the S-Bahn, and we'll catch an S-Bahn train to take us back round to South Station. That's the one I'm getting, the S6. That'll take us round to Frankfurt South. It's my first ride on the S-Bahn. So the S-Bahn trains run underground and overground. Them sort of sounds. That just sounds like a metro train. So it's a bit of a taste of home.
Nächster Halt, Frankfurt Süd. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links.
My stop's next. Well, them trains get up to speed very, very quickly. And what I've noticed on them S-Bahn trains, there is actually a very tiny first class compartment area. But to go in that, you do have to pay a little supplement. Right, I need to walk 10-15 minutes back to the hotel. And this is Frankfurt Süd station, Frankfurt South. Another one that I shall be doing train spotting at one of the days I'm here. And so my first night in Germany comes to an end. And I think it's been a lovely evening indeed. It started really well. The whole journey started for me in Chesley Street in northeast of England this morning, getting the bus up to Newcastle, then got a metro round to the airport. It was almost one of the new Tyne and Wear metro trains, one of the new 555s. That came in, but that was going to the coast, and the one after that was one of the originals. That was down into the airport. Oh well. Flown here with British Airways. Flown from Newcastle down to Heathrow. Unfortunately, we're an hour late. There was fog down at Heathrow. That was causing issues, and then causing air traffic control problems as well. Which, to be honest, it did help, because my flight to here was originally a little bit earlier than when I got it. It actually got retimed, so that hour late helped to kill a bit of time. Just looked around Heathrow, and what you pay for food and that, you can obviously, there's Wetherspoons, £16 for that burger, and then of course there's many other restaurants in Heathrow Airport that cost significantly more. Like I've seen like one of Gordon Ramsay's restaurants, and also Fortnum and Mason as well, and they're well known to be quite expensive. And so about half an hour late getting out of Heathrow, again it was just that busy. And then a nice flight as well. It took only about an hour and 15 minutes from London over here to Frankfurt. Then it was just a matter of getting through border control, which, and thankfully, it wasn't even busy. It's probably busy if you go, like, for example, Spain, where a lot of the Brits go. Whereas here, I don't think I've seen many so far tonight. I haven't seen many tourists about. It's because it's not the holiday season, so it's going to be a bit quiet, I think, for me this week. It'll probably be busy maybe during the day and that. And then just getting my head around on how to get from Frankfurt Airport to the city centre. I caught one of the regional trains to the Hauptbahnhof. That's Central Station translated in English. And then I've gotten a couple of the U-Bahn trains to Frankfurt South Süd Station. And that looks a good one for spotting. I've seen freight trains go through, so that's going to be one on my bucket list this week. And my hotel I've checked into has been absolute spot on. Yes, there are, I'd say, a couple of markings on the wall there and that. But all in all, I think this hotel is spot on. It's got the aircon, I've got a fridge, I've got a safe, I've got a lovely bath, well, a lovely shower and that. Nice comfy bed as well by the looks of it, lovely lighting and that. Yeah, honestly, this whole room is spot on. Then I've just been out to Romanberg Square. I said it wrong there. Romanberg Square tonight. It looks lovely. Like, lots of historic medieval buildings and that, and there's many other German towns and cities that look like that. You'd feel like you were walking in a Christmas village all year round. And I've had a ride on the S-Bahn, and the S-Bahn trains I think are really nice. They're quick. They've even got a very tiny first class seating area, but you've got to pay an extra supplement for that, and it's one per journey. And then I've come back to here. Well, where my hotel is, it's sort of like in the neighbourhood of Frankfurt on the south side of the River Main. So when it comes to dining out and going to pubs, there's pubs and that round here, actually, the Germans do love their beer. So if I go where the locals go, it's going to be cheaper than what it is in the city centre to dine and drink. Just like what I did with Italy in 2023, and of course last year as well. Go where the locals go. I'm going to get my head down for tonight. Tomorrow will be my first full day in Germany. I'm going to be spending the day in Frankfurt, and that'll give me a chance to properly get to know the place, and also I'm going to be able to start doing my German train spotting as well. Thank you for watching this bit, and I'll see you in the next bit. Good night.